Hi Brian, welcome back to Book Together, our journey together to explore endless stories and inspiration from the pages of books. Hello dear friends who love books and are searching for sparks to ignite your soul. Have you ever stood at a crossroads, wondering, where do I truly belong? What keeps me going when everything seems to fall apart? I've been there those wavering days when my efforts felt unseen, unappreciated, and maybe you have too. But then I found a companion in those moments. Lust for Life by Irving Stone. The story of the great artist Vincent van Gogh. Today, let me share the emotional journey this book took me on, like a heartfelt conversation with a friend. Hoping it will touch your heart and awaken your own zest for life. Irving Stone, a master of biographical novels, brings Van Gogh's turbulent, yet radiant life to vivid reality through the real letters he exchanged with his brother, Theo. This isn't just a book that tells a story, it's a symphony of the soul, a reminder that no matter how harsh life gets, your persistence will always lead you to something beautiful. Are you ready to embark on this journey with me? Dear friend, who among us hasn't felt lost in our youth? When I read the opening pages of Lust for Life, it was like seeing my own reflection in those words. The book begins with a young Vincent van Gogh, a man born into a respected Dutch family, but with a lonely, peculiar childhood. To others, he was an odd boy, quiet and reserved. At 16, he worked at his family's art dealership, bursting with passion, boosting sales significantly. But his honesty led to his downfall. He was fired for advising customers against buying poor quality paintings at exorbitant prices, even suggesting the shop sell high-quality oil paintings affordable to the poor. His father, a pastor, sent him to Amsterdam to study theology, hoping he'd follow in his footsteps. Van Gogh studied diligently, but after a year, he grew frustrated with the rigidity of dogma. His mind was in turmoil, often staring at walls, questioning, is this path truly for me? Guided by the church, he went to Borinage, a poor coal mining region in Belgium, as a temporary preacher. There, he received no salary, only basic supplies. With a compassionate heart, he lived like the miners, eating their food, staying in their rundown homes, sharing everything he had, even giving his house to the homeless. But the church expelled him, claiming he had defiled its sanctity. At 27, Van Gogh felt like a wanderer, unsure of his place in this vast world. Reading this, my heart tightened. It reminded me of those post-college days when I chose a safe, high-paying job based on others' advice, only to realize it wasn't my true calling. I was torn, wondering, should I chase my dreams or follow the crowd for security? Gogh faced the same struggler, longing for independence, but a fear of leaving the familiar. A desire to pursue dreams, but anxiety about life's harsh realities. Then, in a cold winter moment in Borinage, while walking after reading, he saw a miner trudging heavily across a field. Moved by instinct, he grabbed a pencil and sketched the scene on the back of a letter. That moment changed everything. He wrote, "Now I realize my ability to paint. I want to be an artist. This is my lifelong desire." From this, I learned a profound lesson. When youth feels unsteady, the most important thing is to find stillness and seek guidance from within. Van Gogh wrote, "I choose the path of truth and hardship. On this path, a person will not rot. I applied this by setting aside time each day to read, not to escape, but to understand myself better. I recall those days sitting in a quiet corner, reading and journaling, slowly untangling the chaos in my heart. You can try this too, instead of drowning in social media, gaming, or shopping to ease stress. Spend 20 minutes a day reading a book, taking a walk, or writing your thoughts. I did, and it helped me navigate uncertainty, realizing that being lost isn't our fate. Life fears those who work hard and find calm within. Plant the seeds of persistence, my friend. Not every seed sprouts right away, but with perseverance, one will surely grow toward the light. Asterisk. Asterisk, finding your passion is just the beginning. What truly amazed me about Van Gogh was his unwavering perseverance in the face of relentless challenges. After being dismissed by the church, he fell into dire poverty, relying on his brother Theo's support. There were days he had no money, surviving on begged bread. At 27, he began learning to paint late, compared to artists like Monet, who started at 15, or Gauguin, who began in his teens. He knew nothing about proportions, lines, or light and shadow. His paintings were criticized as ugly, not realistic, enough for the neoclassical standards of the time, which judged art by how closely it mimicked reality. To make matters worse, repeated romantic rejections left him heartbroken. He loved deeply, but each pursuit ended in failure, plunging him into dark emotional spirals. Yet, remarkably, he didn't complain. He swallowed his pain and pressed on. He wrote in his diary, "In everyone's heart, there is a fire. Even if no one comes to warm themselves by it, I will still protect that flame." Van Gogh walked over 80 kilometers to Brussels to learn from masters, despite bleeding feet from worn-out shoes. He painted tirelessly, day and night, regardless of harsh weather. He studied anatomy books to master the human form, carried his heavy easel to the seaside to capture nature's changes. Over 10 years, he created more than 864 oil paintings, 1,037 sketches, and 150 watercolors, each stroke infused with determination and burning passion. Reading this, tears welled up in my eyes. It reminded me of my own failures, rejected projects, doubted abilities, lost relationships. There were moments I wanted to give up, but Van Gogh's story was like a flame warming my heart. I started building daily habits. Every morning, I spend 30 minutes journaling, setting small goals. I exercise to build mental resilience. And I keep learning, from books to online courses. You can apply this to your life too. In work, when faced with a tough project, break it into small steps and persist. Each small step is a brick in your path to success. In relationships, keep the flame of love alive, even through rejection or misunderstanding. Sincerity will touch hearts. In health, maintain a steady diet and exercise routine, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. This builds both body and mind. Perseverance isn't about waiting for luck. It's about forging a resilient armor to overcome hardship. Thanks to lust for life, I realized the greatest joy in life is achieving what others thought you couldn't. The final part of Lust for Life moved me to tears. Van Gogh lived almost his entire life in solitude. His family didn't support him, colleagues didn't understand him, and society favored mediocre art to please the elite. He was called mad and eventually admitted to a mental asylum. But he never chased fame or fortune. Instead, he stayed true to himself, creating unique works, radiant sunlight that seems to embrace the viewer, vibrant sunflowers bursting, with life and swirling starry nights that sing of the cosmos despite poverty. Selling only one painting in his lifetime, Van Gogh poured pure love into his art. He shared food and money with the poor, even when he was starving. He believed in love despite repeated rejections. He wrote, "Only painting can express what's in my heart." In his final years in a mental hospital in southern France, he painted long grass with butterflies, a canvas of wild grass, and butterflies with rough strokes but brimming with a zest for life. If he was truly mad, how could he create such a vibrant emotional work? Reading this, I thought of my own moments of loneliness in my journey of self-growth. There were days I wrote but no one read, feeling like the world had turned its back. But Van Gogh taught me that loneliness isn't failure. It's a chance to turn pain into strength. He said, "If you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced." I started applying this lesson in mental health. I practiced 10 minutes of meditation daily to connect with my inner self, listening to my own voice. In work, I dare to be different, trying new ideas even when doubted, because that's how unique value is created. In health, I see physical challenges like running or yoga as opportunities to build resilience. Van Gogh read widely. From science to poetry, reaching a state of heightened consciousness, like painting the swirling skies of starry night, which matched nebula patterns later confirmed by science. This made me wonder, how could someone called mad create timeless masterpieces? Perhaps, as Oscar Wilde said, madness is when you rise above the ordinary mind. Van Gogh wasn't mad. He lived with a pure heart and an unquenchable flame of passion. Reading Lust for Life was like a rebirth for me. This book isn't just about Van Gogh, it's about each of us searching for meaning in our lives. I realized that no matter where you are in the uncertainty of youth, the failures of work, or the loneliness of your personal journey, as long as you persist, you'll find light. Here are 3 practical lessons I drew from Van Gogh, which you can apply today. Find stillness in uncertainty. Don't turn to temporary numbing agents like social media, shopping, or alcohol. Instead, read a book, journal, or take a walk to hear your inner voice. I tried spending 20 minutes daily reading, and it helped me untangle the chaos in my soul. Do everything with all your heart. Whether your current job is your ultimate passion or not, give it your all. Dedication opens new doors. Just as Van Gogh's failures paved the way for his art, protect your inner flame. Don't let others' judgments or indifference extinguish your passion. Be like Van Gogh, who painted despite the world's rejection. Try applying these to your life and work. Set small daily goals, finish a report, learn a new skill, and stick to them. In relationships, be patient and sincere, even through conflicts or misunderstandings. In health and mental well-being, care for yourself with a healthy diet, exercise, and mindfulness to keep your soul at peace. Dear friend, Lust for Life isn't just the story of a great artist's feats, the story of our persistence, love, and zest for life. Van Gogh wasn't mad. He was a lone warrior with an unquenchable inner flame. He lived fully, despite selling only one painting, despite being misunderstood by the world. And his greatest message is, your persistence will ultimately lead to something beautiful. I urge you, pick up Lust for Life. It's not just a book, it's a companion that helps you find light in the darkest days. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Hit like and subscribe to explore more inspiring books together. May you always keep the flame in your heart burning, no matter the storms. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next journey of discovery.